Okay, so today I'm doing live on Instagram and on Facebook at the same time. So I hope that everything will work as it should. I hope you can hear me, and as well, um, yeah, I checked everything, so I think it should be working. Just let me know if you can hear me normally. Um, it if the quality of the video or the sound will not be the best. I'm really sorry for that because actually with this Mercury retrograde, I had quite a few experiences like this. So a lot is really going on just with the technical stuff, technical issues with the lives that I'm doing in my group and etc. etc. So yeah, I just hope that everything goes fine, and I'm sorry I'm gonna be switching a little bit, talking to this camera and to that camera. So yeah, so today's topic is I'm gonna talk about light language, toning, and light codes, and how this all opened up for me because I received a question about this topic and I decided to dive deeper into it because I'm sure that this is also happening for many of you guys out there. And yeah, when it opened up for me for the first time, I was first surprised and exploring it. And yeah, I'm gonna dive deeper with you today into this topic. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'm gonna be checking comments here on Facebook and also on Instagram, so please just let me know. Okay, so this started opening up for me around 2015, 2016. The toning itself and the light language. And with me, of course, every story is different. Every person is different and every pet is different. So there is no recipe to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna share my own story, how everything happened for me. First was an encounter with a really special person who is also really connected, and I actually had a session with her. Everything was really guided and intuitive, and she normally was doing sessions online, but she decided to do it in person. So we actually met in the Alps, in nature, of course, and we had this amazing session. And I think that just because I was in her presence, just because we were there together, this really deeply opened up for me because she was already on that path and she was already doing that. So yeah, this is actually how everything started, and our relationship, like always when things are guided, was really like this intense, beautiful connection. Then also, yeah, meeting many times, not just for that session. So yeah, it was an interesting experience for sure. And then another thing that I wanted to share is that I'm a person that I'm really inspired by people and by environment itself, by the land. Okay, so for me, a lot of activations happen when I go to a specific land. That's why traveling for me is that's why I am enjoying it so much. So when things really started was when I was guided to go to Sedona, to visit Sedona for the first time. And I actually went to the workshop there. And it was not only about the light language and the toning, but this was a really special event. Hey, this was a really special event that I was visiting, and it was about, it was from Joanne Ross, if you know her. And just by going to that land, to going to this beautiful city in Arizona, I met so many interesting people there. Of course, Sedona is known for that, is known as the city of light ships, where you can really see things. And my experience was pretty similar. And of course, just by being with all these beautiful and interesting people there, and just by doing things together, meditating, sharing our gifts between each other, things even more boiled up, and yeah, things were even more opening up for me. So when I was there, there was a whole group in the workshop, and yeah, my friend Ryan encouraged me and actually a little bit pushed me in front of everyone and said in front of the group, oh, like Tjasa is having this gift, and Tjasa, like do it in front of everyone. And I was like, what are you doing? I'm not sure if I want to share this with everyone here, because of course it was a beautiful group of people, and I really felt that this was my soul family, and yeah, a soul tribe. So yeah, I did it, and I actually shared with everyone a song that I was hearing all the time since we were doing the workshop there. So yeah, I really went through my own fears of just exposing myself in front of everyone. But yeah, it was a really sacred space, and we were actually outside watching light ships, and yeah, it was a really special night actually, and a special gathering that we were having in the middle of these beautiful rocks there. So yes, Sedona was a place for me that really activated so much. And yeah, there everything just went then exponentially with these gifts. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys that I was sharing more those gifts with my friends from abroad, because they were, I don't know, like I felt like they are more open to it. And yeah, so I don't know if it's because Slovenia is just, my homeland, or that this is then the reason that you then have like more I don't know, you feel like you have more expectations or more judgment, or it's just because of the land itself, because I was like talking with many people that they experience the same thing, that Slovenia is a little bit closed up, and that sometimes then it's um, even more a challenge to do all that. So yeah, I was always sharing those gifts with my clients, and in my own sessions, and we actually had gatherings together once a week, and we were doing a lot of things with sound, with voice itself, and using mantras, things like that. And yeah, that was a really powerful experience. And this is when I had a healing space in Slovenia. So yeah, this was like opening so much, and also by doing that, by sharing that, many interesting and beautiful people also entered my life. So just right now, by sharing this, I can hear the rings in my ear, and that's really common actually when I'm working with this, when I'm working with just doing toning and yeah, sharing light language. And what I love about this work is because it is really about speaking to your soul, and it bypasses the mind, and that's the beauty, because it is not about the words, it's not about what you're saying, you know, because your mind wants to understand, but it's really just about frequency. Okay. Yeah, with this work, so many interesting and really powerful healings happen for people. And what is common is, and in my experience with my clients, I'm gonna look a little bit in my notes because I don't want to forget about anything. Yeah, but what is really common for many, they are really thirsty after it, or they are really hungry after it as well, and they have their dream world really opens up, their ear chakras are really opening up, and yeah, they are also having more intense dreams. And working with the sound, that's really powerful because it actually uh, you're really working on a cellular level. So yeah, this is how everything started, open up, um, and yeah, land and people, these soul contracts with everyone. Um, that was a really important part of the journey itself as well. So, with working with toning, the toning sessions that I'm doing with my clients, what I love to do is tuning in with the client. We're there with their body and what is going on there, of course, with their permission, and looking into the parts where there may be blocks, and by tuning into that, producing sound and just or whatever comes through. Sometimes it's toning, sometimes it's light language. Um, by that, really working on that part, and yeah, that they can have different sensations in those sessions inside of their body. Also, of course, it depends of the fact how sensitive you are, but with sound, actually almost everyone feels it, you know. So if you maybe have yeah, it's a powerful technique, and yeah, maybe I was also recommended for somebody that has problems with tuning in and just feeling what is happening inside. So, of course, this is one part because you can really play with this. You can really play with the sound and the frequency, and you can actually tune in and actually connect also with different light beings, star families, and actually also this can then come through. And you can connect with spirit animal, you can connect animals, you can connect with ocean. It's actually a really wide thing, and I'm still exploring it every day. So, and of course, there are also cycles. There are cycles that I'm really into it, and there are cycles that I'm just doing other things, focusing on other things in just what I'm offering. So last year in November, I actually did a program, illumination program, where we were looking into specific frequency, into a specific vibration every day. It was like a little bit connected with numerology, but also on the other side, I was including toning and just guiding people on the journey deep within, and just working on 33 different aspects, and going deeper into it. So it was a really powerful thing, and I said to them all that this is not a program for a month, that this is actually really something that you should really listen to yourself, know when it's enough, and I was recording everything, so you can always come back and you can always looking into those aspects even later. So yeah, it was interesting, that some of the people that were participating were, like, we have these programs in this society, and it was like, no, I want to do everything, right now. And of course, then it's too much, because like with the sound and working with the sound and with everything, sometimes you also need an experience that you see, why am I then saying that? And yeah, it can be then also too much. So, too much in a sense, because it's opening up different things. So, it is important first to look into what is open up, and to just accept the healing with that specific thing, not that you are opening new stuff. Okay, so yeah, just if you are interested, you can still get the recordings of the whole program if you really want to dive deep. And yeah, I would suggest to do that program really, like, step by step. Okay. Yeah, so the interesting thing was when I met Joanna, and when we connected and work on different things, was like, and this was in 2015, and we actually offered uh, um, just a class with the toning itself. And it was interesting that at that time people were really not ready. We were also having Joanna actually has, I don't know if she still has it, but she had a radio show, and we were like also talking there about everything. So yeah, it was interesting, that this was just not the time. And for myself, right now, I really feel that it's important to talk about all of these things, and yeah, just to open up more and just to remind everyone on their connection with the stars and with the star ancestors, and etc., etc. So one of the things that I also love is just creating different journeys for people with the sound. And when I was in Peru and when I was working with different shamans there, when I was working with Keros, with my friend Oscar, um, uh, and actually everything was like different teachings. And then I was also working with these two amazing brothers that they work with plant medicine, and we were Christian and Roberto, really, really powerful and nice people that really taught me so much. And yeah, we really dive deep with them. And why I'm mentioning this, because Peru was the land for me that really opened up the doors to the ancestors. And that's really interesting, that every land for me personally, and all these beautiful sacred places, all these beautiful temples that I'm visiting there, are opening different things. So yeah, when I was in Peru, these doors really opened up, and all kinds of ancestors were present with me and wanted to work with me. And then I had like this exchange with my friend, and she's also a healer, and she gave me a shamanic healing, and I did actually a toning for her. And it was interesting that when she did a session for me, was this is when she saw like all these ancestors from Africa, from Peru, from all these different places in Gaia, and also the star ancestors, stone people. It was like this was really a time that this really opened up exponentially, but specifically, like I said, with the ancestors. So Peru was in that sense really interesting for me, and yeah, I just miss that land, and I hope that I'm gonna have the chance to get there to visit all of my friends there soon, considering the situation in the world. But we'll see. I believe in that. I believe that with all of us praying, things can change, and putting also, and doing also the steps forward in the direction of change, that things can really change. But this is not the topic of this video, so I'm not gonna talk about this here. So let me just see if I mentioned everything that I wanted. Oh, so the light language. What is the interesting thing, with the light language? And yeah, for example, when I am with my own self and connecting with my own heart, with my own guides, with my own family and the team that I'm working regularly with, the team of light, most of the time there are three specific light languages that will come true. Okay, when I'm doing that, for example, for my own healing. And it's like 3 are really common, and there is like 5 of them, like 5 different ones that normally come true. But when I am in touch with other people, when I'm doing things in groups, because of their presence, because of their connections, totally different light languages and will come true. And this is what I was explaining before with tuning in, tuning in with what is opened up, because with specific with specific group, specific things will open up, and just allowing that energy to come through. So with all these 3 things, light language, toning, light codes, and what I mean with light codes, and what I didn't mention still, is that drawing light codes, and the message from my guides was that this is star language, and that actually it's helping with the rewiring the mind and with the patterns that we are repeating. So it's really on a mental level, and not just that, also on the other ones, but this is where it helps the most, opening new perspectives, etc., etc. So this actually opened up for me last year really strongly. It was like open up before, but that I really understood it better, and that it was like really intense, because I was doing it, because I was mastering it. I was doing it every day, and it was like every day, I don't know how many how many pictures and how many things. Last year I wrote and so many journals and do so many drawings, and in the end of the year, a lot of those drawings with all these light codes, I was guided to just burn it in the fire, and just asked for the transformation, because there are codes specifically for me, for my own healing, and also for Gaia and the humanity. So it was a really powerful ceremony that I did there. So yeah, Bali really opened up that, and again, things went to another level that they were before. But yeah, before I was also actually drawing portals, different portals for different things. So it's for me interesting also when you're, for example, writing a book. For my first book that I wrote it in one month and a half, just by coming here to Bali. And for example, the guide, many of you know the product guide that I co-created with different artists. It was always in a different land, because land is what where it was created, because land is what inspires me. For example, for the last year's guide, I actually wrote and did everything in Spain. And for example, for the first guide that I co-created with Anna, I did it in Peru. So yeah, it's really interesting how different lands just opened up different portals for me, and yeah, the things and the language, then language and knowledge then just comes through. So yeah, what I wanted also to ask you, if you have any questions, let me just check the comments. Okay, lovely video, nice to see you, all the best I wish for you. Oh, nice to see you too, Grega. Thank you. and a lot of waves on Instagram and on Facebook. A heart from Matei. Thank you, Matei. So yeah, there is no questions, so I'm not gonna go deeper into it. But yeah, what I wanted to ask you is I wanted to ask you for opinion, and if there are people out there, let me know if you are one of them that would be interested in intuitive workshop for actually opening up those gifts, um, opening up, toning, and working with voice, and working with just different techniques that can help you with opening those gifts. So if you really feel connected with the sound, and that this is something that you would like to work on, please just let me know. If you would be interested in the workshop like that, and I would actually love to include also people in the workshop that I know that they are doing this as well, that they are sharing this as well, and I'm trying to connect with them as well, because I would like us to talk about this in the upcoming Facebook and Instagram lives, and yeah, just dive deeper into this topic and just talk about how this was for them, how this is helping them, etc., etc. So just let me know if you would be interested to explore that more with me, if you would be interested to hear about those stories. Um, and let me also know if you would be interested, if it is time. I want to know now if it is time right now, because it wasn't in 2015. And if you would be interested in participating in a workshop like this. So yeah, this is it for today. And yeah, thank you all for joining me in this Facebook and Instagram live. And see you again soon. Bye.